Hey, this end of the road haunts, and we have received more Spirit Halloween leaks. These are both for the back theme, and they're only two pictures, but they say quite a lot. So let's analyze these, okay? The first one is what appears to be the far side of the back theme, right? And it has Darling Dolly, Gourdo, as you can see, and Eternal Rest. And you can also see Desmodus and I think Grave Watcher back there. But you can see that Desmodus is in fact a very short, little, stubby bat guy. Maybe his animation will be really cool. I mean, I'm gonna have to sit on him. Because, yeah, I was disappointed at first, but I don't know. There's a possibility he could be super awesome. But I mean, when you go in with expectations of him being a towering, terrifying bat monster, and he ends up being a dinky little child-looking thing, obviously you're going to be a little disappointed. But I don't know, he could be really neat. But Gourdo, Eternal Rest, we've seen those before, and of course Darling Dolly, which hands actually look pretty good here. But I will say, this theme looks really, like the front area looks really good. The back area, not so much. I'm actually not a fan of that backdrop. I really don't like how it looks, in my personal opinion. It looks like something you'd see at Halloween Express, not Spirit. And so that's a little disappointing, but maybe it'll look better in person, you know? I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, Darling Dolly looks cool, and the detailing in the theme is really good, especially when you look at, like, the archway picture for the front theme as well. It actually looks really well detailed too, with like leaves on the ground and stuff. But like this is pretty exciting, honestly. And people were thinking what kind of walkthrough this will be, like what that'll turn out to be. Like, it's just a walkthrough here because there's no roof, and we have the explanation in the next picture, which also shows us a new animatronic. So let's just get to that. This one is the next picture I was talking about, and it's a little crazy. I'm gonna work my way up. A is Hellspawn. We've seen him before, and as you can see with that little bump at the back, he's definitely Mr. Darkrai skin. Still disappointed by that, but I mean, he does look cool, and you know, maybe I'll be eating my words, but I don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of him being a Mr. Darkrai skin. He could have been something way better. But I don't know. He still is fairly neat. He looks okay. Maybe he'll have a slightly different animation, like a head turning when he goes up, but I doubt it. B is this tombstone here, which could just be a tombstone, nothing more. But I swear to God, I see a hand reaching out of it or something. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. Plus, there's no step pad there, so, I mean, you know, what more can I say? But it's probably just a decorative tombstone, but it looks pretty good, honestly. The next thing is the Fogging Gargoyle, which is quite confusing, because he was online only, wasn't he? Unless he's just a theme-only piece, but, like, what? And second biggest thing here is this ghost dude, who apparently, so I've heard, don't quote me on this, do not quote me on this, but is a flying scissor mech prop. Maybe similar to Mr. Dark, or just the, like, poison props flyers. But we'll definitely have to see this guy in action, because that animation will be very cool. He probably won't be similar to Mr. Dark, because he's, like, already towering, so I'm thinking he might turn side to side, maybe move in and out a bit. I love that. But rumor has it, and again, don't quote me on this, he might be a scissor mech, so there will probably be something with that. So I'm really excited to see what this guy will be. I feel like Spirit's been saving this guy for, like, good reason. But I'm definitely very hyped to see what that whole dealio will be. His face, I'm not that big on. Although it's not the highest quality picture, so what I'm seeing as just 3 2D circles could actually be like Hauntress type face, which would be pretty cool. I definitely wouldn't mind that, especially if its animation's really good. Well, you know, it's tall though, like definitely, I'd say about 8 feet, honestly. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Maybe those are legs, those little black two things there, if you see that. Those two. I doubt it. I don't know what they'd be for, but whatever. This theme does look a little chaotic and just cramped, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but it could be, it's still pretty cool. People are saying this gives them major nostalgia feels. I can see it, but yeah. But that was the second biggest thing in this picture. What I think is the biggest, in my opinion, and, you know, this may be incorrect, maybe it's just nothing, but it's this little mausoleum-looking entrance over here. And it just occurred to me this could be a photo op, but I doubt it, because, like, what's there, you know? Like, how would that be an interesting photo op? Also, I think that's the door knocker activation thing we've seen. So maybe that's like a door animatronic, which I know sounds silly. But it's probably just for little skelly bones or someone who's right to the side. But the way this is looking, it could just be a theme set piece as well. Which I wouldn't be the most hyped about. Because that would be... But part of me is thinking, with how lazy I feel the backdrop is... It's there for an actual reason. You see, I believe instead of the walkthrough being the thing with Desmodus, Grave Watcher, yada yada, I believe that the walkthrough is actually behind that, and this will be one of the entrances. Plus, if we go back to this image, you can see this tiny little right on the side thing that looks like a pillar, and this isn't on the other side either. So I'm thinking, and maybe the scaling's wrong, maybe it's in the wrong place, but maybe there will be like a wall there or something, let's say, and the entrance will be on that, or the exit will be on that wall. And so this will be like a full Dead Harvest farmhouse, aquarium-ass walkthrough with like screens and stuff, and we've just seen the tip of the iceberg so far. Which, if that's the case, is so cool. Like, the back theme, at first I was a bit like, but it's definitely grown on me with this leak. Like, that's definitely really cool. And it looks, at least the front little part, looks very much like a graveyard, that's for sure. We haven't seen I don't really like the back little part, in front of what I believe to be the walkthrough. But, I don't know, that part could be better, but I'm definitely hyped to see what a walkthrough could be. Maybe people who are more experienced than me will, say it's not a walkthrough, but let me humor myself real quick. Also, one thing I sort of want to observe is the way it's put together is giving me a bit nostalgia vibes, because the past few themes have been, like, on a shelf in the middle of the store, pretty much. Like, it's called the back theme, but it's basically the middle, so, But this seems to be in the same, like, it's the same, very similar layout to, like, Area 31, Dead Harvest Farmhouse. So maybe, just maybe, it'll be, like, it'll be in that back section of the store, which is what I'm thinking, because it has that look. It doesn't seem like where it usually would be. But tell me what you think of this in the comments below. Is that a walkthrough we're seeing? What do you think of this new ghost dude? And I'll see you in the next one. Farewell.